Oh, it's good to be back here in the office after what seems like quite a long time away. And because we've had such a big break in the series, I thought it would be a good way of getting us back into the swing of things if I asked you, the viewers, what you would like to see on the show. And the moment that you got your heads out of the gutter for long enough, I asked you what kind of games you would like to see on the show. We got quite a few responses to that, so I thought the best way to handle this is to have a week of viewer-suggested game reviews. And because there were so many, we've had to collate them down, so I got in a glamorous assistant to assist me on that, because that's what assistants do. So anyway, can we all put our hands together and welcome Miss Huggles? Miss Huggles, do you have our first review for us? Okay, what have we got? Mr. President, I have your son. If you ever want to... Miss Huggles, I think you've given me the wrong note here. Okay, has this one got the right game on it? Can I have the note back? I think it was less intimidating. I can't believe my life has gone so badly as to have to play this bloody thing. What did I do in a previous life to make this my punishment? Have I not done good deeds? Have I not always tried my hardest? Why should I have to be punished by playing bloody crazy bloody frog bloody racer?
The sooner you start, the sooner you can finish.
That's easy for her to say. She doesn't have to play the bloody thing.
Oh, shut up and play it.
The first thing I noticed about Crazy Frog Racer is that it actually has a rather catchy title tune. This is not something I was expecting. For a cheap licensed cash-in title, I was expecting the minimum amount of effort to have been put into this, as it might be possible to get away with. Maybe I judged it too harshly too quickly. We'll have to wait and see. To be fair though, the game is based on the Crazy Frog, also known as the Annoying Thing, from a series of adverts at the turn of the century, back when adverts for ringtones on mobile phones was a reasonably big thing, because mobile phones were the hip new gadget and everyone wanted theirs to be unique. The frog was spectacularly popular for reasons I will never understand, because look at him! Why would anyone flock to this creature? I mean seriously, why? Were we all just suffering from an extended hangover from the Millennium celebrations? Your guess is as good as mine. Anyway, he featured in a few music videos, the most notable being a remix of Beverly Hills Cop's theme tune called Axel F. The video featured the frog being chased through a city by a big red robot and serves as the inspiration for today's game. This is where the first odd choice of the game hits you. On the title screen, you'll notice an option to check out the game's entire range of music via the jukebox screen. In here, you'll find a wide range of rather good electronic music. It's all quite catchy, and I wouldn't mind having all of this stuff on a CD in my car if truth be told. There's just one thing missing from the lineup though. Can you guess where it is? That's right, there is no Axel F tune in this game. So the music that inspired the video, that inspired the game, is not in the game. This is gonna suck, isn't it? Well, colour me surprised, the game is actually decent. As gameplay goes, this is a clone of future races such as F-Zero and Wipeout, only with the crazy frog and the big red robot from the music video. They are joined by a wide range of wacky characters, all of whom have different stats which will suit different players' racing styles. Some are fast but don't have as good a rate of acceleration, while others have a lower top speed but a better ability to accelerate up to it. As you might expect, the Crazy Frog is the everyman character, with average stats across the board. Once you're into the game, you'll find that the graphics aren't anything spectacular, but the gameplay, well, that's actually decent enough. The controls work well and the difficulty curve is fairly shallow. It's easy to get out into first place, even if you make a few mistakes while speeding around the course and the opponents manage to catch up on you as a result. The only major problem I have with this game is the level design. The courses, they're terrible. They all take place on the same winding massive tracks, which means that every course looks the same and you'll quickly forget which one is which. This means that there's always that chance that there's a tight curve up ahead that you thought was on a different track, the one that you're playing, and you'll hit it head on, which ruins your winning streak. The power-ups, which are the usual Wipeout-esque fare of speed boosts and rockets, can help you get back into the game once that happens, but this doesn't take away from the fact that as the game is an average future vehicle racer with poorly designed tracks, it's really not worth your time to learn them. So there you go, Crazy Frog Racer. It's a below average future style car racing game, and that's thanks to its poor track design. Although it has decent controls and a good range of characters that could have seen it become a little fun budget racing game, those tracks ruin the experience and it's ultimately not worth playing. More time and effort should have been spent making some memorable courses rather than relying on coning off a few side roads on a winding mess of track. But at least it's over with. We've played it, we can now move on with our lives and never have to deal with this mess of a game again.
But what about the sequel?
They made a sequel.
Yeah, you gotta play the sequel.
They made a second game the year after the first one. It's clearly using the same game engine and the main character roster hasn't changed, although you will be able to unlock more characters later if you decide to play the game for that long. Even the credits when you first boot the game up are the same. When I first put the disc in, I genuinely thought I bought the wrong game, but no, this really is the sequel. You can tell because the Axel F theme is actually in this game, and it plays on the title. So hey, at least they got that bit right this time. Pretty much all of the music from the first game is absent in this version though, possibly to make room on the disc for the music videos for Crazy Frog's two hit tunes, Axel F and Popcorn. Here we get to see the characters that inspired the original game, and it's nice, I suppose. Back in 2006, when you couldn't just jump on YouTube to watch this stuff, having the videos on the disc was a nice bonus feature. Now, however, it's not really worth your time because you can watch them in higher resolution on your phone. What we can all be happy about is the fact that the courses are different this time around. There's substantially more variation in the courses, and they're actually quite a lot more fun to play as a result. You've got the traditional city, as you would expect, because it is based on, it is based on the music video will have featured a city, and it is a racing game from the future, so, you know, future racer, you've got to have a city. But there are also other courses, and they're fun to try out as well. This means that each course is easy to tell apart, of course, because there's no confusion over whether this particular run of track in a city in the future, is that different to the other one? Or is it the same? You don't have that problem in this version because all of the courses are different, so there's no confusion over whether there's a sharp turn coming that could actually be on another track and you've just forgotten which one you're playing. So imagine that, a game that's a racing game where you can tell the tracks apart. It's madness. It's madness, I tell you. It'll never catch on. So it actually feels like they tried to make a complete game this time, which is a good thing. So there you have it, Crazy Frog Racer 2. It's probably the better of the two games. If you want some gameplay, that's probably not going to have you putting the controller down and giving up within the first 10 minutes of playing. While the original version has a better power-up and weapon system, the sequel has half-decent courses and more races which will extend the play time. Is either game worth picking up these days? Well, to be honest with you, probably not. Not unless you're really in it for irony's sake, or you're going for a complete PlayStation 2 collection, something like that. Then, yeah, if you can get it cheap enough, pick it up. But everyone else, I would say steer clear. The characters are decent enough, and the Crazy Frog isn't quite as obnoxious in the game as he is in the adverts, but that doesn't take away from the fact that these are budget cash-in products that don't really have any lasting appeal to them. There are many better racing games available, and I'd recommend those over these any day. So there we have it. Thank you for sticking with us through this one. I would actually admit I was surprised that I enjoyed the game as much as I did. It was one of those budget races that was either going to be truly terrible or just below average, and it came in at below average, so, you know, it's at the higher end of the scale. But it's really not one that I would go out of my way to recommend. If you see it, probably pass, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's really all we've got time for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you did like this, and if you did, remember to click that like button, share it with your friends so that they'll know game to avoid, basically, when they see it, and do subscribe for future videos because there will be more in the future. But until next time, I've been Zoe Kirk-Robinson, you've been watching GameHammer, and I'll see you tomorrow.